Hey everybody, my name's Cody and this is my workshop. Today, before we get started with any actual building of props or cosplays, anything like that, we're going to build something a little different. Pretty cool though. We're going to build a 3D printer. I bought the Printrbot Simple metal kit online. It saved me about 60 bucks. I didn't buy it fully assembled. I figured it'd be fun for me to do myself. I could film it and do a little time lapse and make a fun little video out of it. But I'm super excited because it's a 3D printer and I've been wanting one for years. I love 3D modeling and I'm so excited to be able to bring my models to life. So without further ado, let's get this thing, let's get it opened. All right, so I got my trusty knife here. Oh, cut right into the box. One on that side, one on this side, and all the way down the middle. Alright, so what do we have inside of the box? We have, oh okay, cool. We have a 3D CAD, Autodesk Fusion 360 1-year free commercial subscription. Okay, cool. So it's basically some AutoCAD software. We have a Printrbot sticker. That's awesome. I love stickers. I actually have a few sitting right over there. Now, this is a big thing. We have a parts checklist and a guide for the screws for the assembly. And inside this thing, we have tons and tons of parts and a little thank you, and basically just telling me not to contact Amazon about anything that's incorrect. Oh yeah. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Ooh, I am excited. So, let's get this thing laid out, get it prepped for building, and let's do a time lapse. All right, well, I'll see you guys at the end of the build. So it's been about, I would say a week and a half since I got the full printer built and operational. I built a few things, probably averaging around 50 hours or so of work on this. And I've got to say I'm really impressed with how it prints out. So here's the Charmander from the time-lapse print that I did. And the quality on it's actually much better than I was expecting, being that it printed sideways. I was kind of curious as to how it would actually work out and figuring out how all these angles would actually print. And surprisingly, they did very well in printing, so super excited about that. Here's another thing that I just recently finished up for a friend of mine. And then I painted it gold. I'm still going through and working with sanding these parts down and seeing what gives the best finish on it. So far, they sand pretty well. I built quite a few other things. I have like a box of parts right here that I've printed off to build a ghost from Destiny. So I'll go and work on that pretty soon. I've got some other cool parts like a T-Rex skull and stuff that I printed off that I gave away as presents. So I don't have them to show you guys, but it has been working very well. The whole printer is sitting right here on my desk. I've got a filament spool that's hanging from my table, which I won't really show because it's not that important. I will probably at some point go in and build a new spool holder and then maybe set it, like maybe hang it from this side of the desk so it routes up. That'd be kind of cool. But this will probably be the permanent location of the 3D printer. It's not in the way of my screens, which is nice. I have access to the USB port on it to plug directly into my computer instead of having to worry about putting a card in there. So it's very nice to have it on hand really close by. Other than that, the printer has met all of my expectations and I believe is going to help me a lot doing what I like to do, especially building cool things. I mean, doing something like this by hand would have taken me quite a while. I mean, I could have did it. It would have taken much more time than it took to just pull it up onto the printer. The only thing that, the two things I guess I didn't really care too much about the printer is one, the spool holder that comes with it. It doesn't actually fit any of the spools, so it's kind of useless. I kept it on here as a guide for the filament so it doesn't slip out of place or get jammed anywhere. It just routes up and then it catches right here, so it's nice to have that way. Other than that, the only other issue I've had with it is the sound of the machine itself is actually quite a bit louder than I would have imagined it to be. Being in an apartment, I try to be quiet so I don't wake up my neighbors. And this kind of thing is something you're going to want to leave on for many hours overnight. I don't think it's too loud. Like, I don't think it's going to bleed through the walls. I know I can kind of hear it in my bedroom with the door open. So I imagine since the door would be closed, I can't hear it. I imagine they can't hear it regardless. So no one's complained yet. And like I said, I've got probably about 50 hours of printing done in the week and a half. No one's said anything, so I think it'll be all right. Other than that, I think that's really it. It's a good printer. If you're in the market for a 3D printer, I would say get it. I can't really advise too much on getting it or not because this is the first 3D printer I've owned and I wouldn't want to mislead anybody. So I can't say compared to other 3D printers how well it works, but compared to what my standards were going into it, it has far exceeded those and my expectations. So I'm very happy with it and I'm looking forward to doing some really cool stuff. I've got a really cool project in mind that I want to start doing here in the next week or two, and the next video I'll probably talk more about that and maybe some other future projects. I'll create like a little bit of a list for them. Anywho, that is it. That is my 3D printer that I built using a kit, so it wasn't all that special, but it was a fun build minus the one part not being there. That kind of bummed me out because I had to wait a while, but it has been a fun endeavor and I've enjoyed it immensely. If you're into building things and 3D printers, go the route and build it yourself. It's pretty cool. I think that's it. Thanks for watching.